Okay, today we're going to look at project management and project schedules. This is a very important part of any design process, is being able to manage a schedule and how everything can be done. So there's two phases to any project management. So sometimes you'll get people that are project managers or engineering project managers. And as an engineering project manager, you have two main things essentially. One is the whole project planning, right? Decide how the project is going to be done, what steps are going to be done, the order of the steps, who's going to be on each step, how much step each should take as far as time, and then also controlling it. How do you keep everybody on task, right? A project management role it can be very difficult at times. In large companies, sometimes it's one dedicated person to project management. In smaller companies, I've been a project manager for myself. I've managed my own projects and sometimes maybe with a technician or a few other engineers. So it just depends on the company and the size of projects, on whether you're a project manager or maybe not a project manager. So the purpose of project management, one part is, of course, the plan, right? You have to have some plan to get your design project out the door, right? And the purpose of this project plan is to define essentially what steps are required and what order those steps should be done. The other thing that's important is when. When do they need to be done? And who is responsible for completing those steps? And how much time does it take? So to meet the objectives and key matrix of the overall project. This all sounds really very easy, right? But if you think about it, like I think about when I built a new deck onto my home, right? I said, oh, I'm going to do this, it'll take me a month this summer to put on a new deck, right? I know the steps that I need to do, and I kind of laid it out, what I was going to do, and I knew the steps and what order it would take, but things came up, right? There were steps that were missing, right? Things happened, and like, oh, I didn't realize this, I need to do this, right? So another thing happened, right? And then I realized that, boy, this is taking a lot more time, right? I got to make more trips to Home Depot than I planned on, right? So and it costs so much more and all those types of things, right? So we can plan things and we think it's very good and very easy to do, but it can be very, very difficult because unforeseen things happen quite often. So there are four critical elements essentially of project plan. The first is to list your tasks, the duration of each task again. And sometimes it's hard to list the tasks if you don't know what the tasks are, right? I'm going to give you a project coming up and you'll kind of know what the tasks are. This new project that we'll be doing, the design project 1, you kind of know what the tasks are, but you may have other ones that you won't think about. And how long each project task takes. One thing we know is that we need to know how long the whole project needs to be done by, and that usually happens in engineering. You're given an end date, so somehow you have to cram everything in that time frame, and that can be hard. Look at interdependencies between tasks. Sometimes certain things can't be done until one is complete before the other one, right? So how are they dependent on each other? And again, who is responsible for those tasks? So again, control. Project control really is, once the schedule is created, is keeping everything on task and how do we keep things on task, right? That's the biggest thing that you'll have to deal with. Because a lot of times you'll get delays, right? There's things that will come up, like I said, more trips to Home Depot, right? How do I get myself back on track? Maybe I have to hire someone to come in, right, to do some things. Time overruns, right? Things took a lot longer than I thought. Oh, now my wife decided she wanted to change in my deck plan. Now what do I do, right? So how do I get this project done and done time? Right? So these are all very difficult things. And we're going to look at how we're going to set these projects up using Gantt and PERT charts, and then also how we kind of keep control over it in the next lectures.